Truro, Cornish, Truro, is a city and civil parish in Cornwall, England, United Kingdom. Truro is Cornwall's county town and only city, its centre for administration, leisure and retail, and had a population recorded in the 2011 census of 18,766. It is the most southern city in mainland Great Britain. People from Truro are known as Truronians. Truro grew as a centre of trade from its port and then as a stannery town for the tin mining industry. The city's cathedral was completed in 1910. Places of interest include the Royal Cornwall Museum, the Hall for Cornwall, and Cornwall's Courts of Justice. The earliest records and archaeological findings of a permanent settlement in the Truro area originate from Norman times. A castle was built in the 12th century by Richard de Lucy, Chief Justice of England in the reign of Henry II, who for his services to the court was granted land in Cornwall, including the area surrounding the confluence of the two rivers. The town grew in a shadow of the castle and was awarded borough status to further economic activity. The castle has long since gone. Richard de Lucy fought in Cornwall under Count Alan of Brittany after leaving Falaise late in 1138. The small adulterine castle at Truro, Cornwall, originally the parish of Kenwyn, later known as Castellum de Glon, was probably built by him between 1139–1140. He styled himself Richard de Lucy, de Truro. The castle later passed to Reginald Fitzroy, also known as Reginald de Dunstanville, an illegitimate son of Henry I, when he was invested by King Stephen as the first Earl of Cornwall. Reginald married Mabel Fitzrichard, daughter of William Fitzrichard, a substantial landholder in Cornwall. The 75-foot, 23 meters, diameter castle was in ruins by 1270 and the moat levelled in 1840. It is today the site of the Crown Court. Reginald Fitzroy confirmed c. 1170 in a charter to the burgesses of Truro the privileges which had been granted by Richard de Lucy. Richard held 10 knights' fees in Cornwall prior to 1135, and at his death a third of his considerable total holding remained in Cornwall. By the start of the 14th century, Truro was an important port, due to its inland location away from invaders, prosperity from the fishing industry, and its new role as one of Cornwall's stannery towns for assaying and stamping tin and copper from Cornish mines. The Black Death arrived, and with it a trade recession, resulting in a mass exodus of the population, and the town was left in a very neglected state. Trade gradually returned and the town became prosperous during the Tudor period. Self-governance was awarded in 1589 when a new charter was granted by Elizabeth I, which gave Truro an elected mayor and control over the port of Falmouth. During the Civil War in the 17th century, Truro raised a sizable force to fight for the king and a royalist mint was set up. Defeat by the parliamentary troops came in 1646 and the mint was moved to Exeter. Later in the century, Falmouth was awarded its own charter giving it rights to its harbour, starting a long rivalry between the two towns. The dispute was settled in 1709 with control of the River Fowl divided between Truro and Falmouth. The arms of the city of Truro are gules the base wavy of 6 argent and azure, thereon an ancient ship of 3 masts under sail, on each topmast a banner of St. George, on the waves and base 2 fishes of the second. Truro prospered greatly during the 18th and 19th centuries. Industry flourished thanks to improved mining methods and higher prices for tin, and the town attracted wealthy mine owners. Elegant Georgian and Victorian townhouses were built, such as those seen today on Lemon Street, named after the mining magnate and local MP Sir William Lemon. Truro became the centre for high society in the county, being mentioned as the London of Cornwall. Throughout those prosperous times Truro remained a social centre, and many notable people hailed from it. One of the most noteworthy residents was Richard Lander, an explorer who discovered the mouth of the river Niger in Africa and was awarded the first gold medal of the Royal Geographical Society. Henry Martin read mathematics at Cambridge, was ordained and became a missionary, translating the New Testament into Urdu and Persian. Others include Humphrey Davy, educated in Truro and the inventor of the miner's safety lamp, and Samuel Foote, an actor and playwright from Boscombe Street. Truro's importance increased later in the 19th century and it had its own iron smelting works, potteries, and tanneries. The Great Western Railway arrived in Truro in the 1860s with a direct line from London Paddington, and the Bishopric of Truro Act 1876 which gave the town a bishop, then a cathedral. The next year Queen Victoria granted Truro city status. The start of the 20th century saw a decline of the mining industry, however the city remained prosperous as instead of its previous role as a market town Truro became the administrative and commercial center of Cornwall, and saw substantial development. Today, Truro is still the retail center of Cornwall but, like many other cities, faces concerns over the replacement of many of its renowned specialty shops by national chain stores, the erosion of its identity, and also over how to accommodate expected growth in the 21st century.